Hey folks, it's Driller here. I'd love to do the fireside chat, but the lighting's not very good in the living room where the fireplace is, so we're relegated to the man cave slash gift room. Um, what we've got here today is the Marlin 1894 CSBL in 357 Magnum, and it can also shoot 38 Special. It's a 16, I believe 16 and a quarter inch barrel. It's got an XS sight rail with the peep on the back on the top, and large lever loop, and it's obviously stainless. So, really neat rifle. I decided to pick one up because, I don't know, I just kind of had an inkling to get a kind of more retro-y, functional rifle. I really love lever actions, and I haven't had one in a while, so I was kind of caught the lever action bug again. So, and I think this was a great choice. I'm going to go over some features of it that I like and explain why I like them, why I bought this over, say, another manufacturer like Henry, who also makes fantastic lever actions. Um, so let's get right into it. A few features this rifle comes with again is the laminated kind of gray stock, which I really love the look of. The grip I really like. It's a little bit wider. So if you look at the width of the barrel and the width of the grip's wider than the barrel, which a lot of lever actions are actually about, maybe a tiny bit wider than the barrel, or about the same width as the barrel at its thickest point. So they're pretty thin. I like the way this feels kind of when you're holding it. I don't have very big hands, and it fits them nice. I really like the checkering on the stock, as well as the foregrip. Really nice. It's got that little diamond symbol, which I kind of grew up with a lot of the firearms that we had around, which is really neat. Stainless. Gotta go stainless. I've had some rifles rust on me after being rained on, and they rusted like really quickly. I mean, you can wipe it off when it's bluing, but after a while, you get through the bluing, and then you're down to bare metal. So I just wanted to eliminate that possibility with the stainless model here. Plus it looks nice as well. I like that large lever loop. It's nice for gloves, and it just looks nice. The sights on this are pretty nice. They're both front and rear are XS sights. It's got a little bit of a kind of a white line in the center of the front sight there. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can. Just helps when it's a little bit darker, although I was in kind of dim conditions shooting yesterday, and it was a little harder to see. My indoor range is pretty dim. We make a good horror movie set. I was getting some really good groups with it. I didn't bring the target home, but at 40 yards, which is the biggest range they have at the indoor range there, I got a 5-shot 1-inch group, which was good, and that's just with the irons. So that's pretty good. So the rifle is definitely going to be more accurate than I am for most of the shooting I do with this. I believe the barrel's a 1 in 16 twist. This is a 357 Magnum again. The one reason there's a couple reasons I chose this over the Henry. I just like the look of the action, how it kind of looks like, one piece almost, and it's really nice looking. There's no like big gaping hole there unless you open the action, which is nice. Just a small thing. And then I like having a side loading gate, even though right now it's a pain in the ass to load this gun. It needs to be broken in more. I put 50 rounds through it yesterday. It's starting to get a little bit better, but I'm not sure if it's a loading gate spring that's too tight. I don't think so. It's just, I think there's like a burr or something around the magazine tube or something, because it's really hard to load those rounds in. The first one's easy and the rest of them are very hard, so that'll break in over time, which is fine. One thing I don't like is this crossbolt safety. You can see right here. You have to have it half cocked to use it. I probably won't really ever use that unless I'm dry firing or something. Yeah, it's just a really nice, light, compact little rifle. I like having the ability to add an optic on top. I might do some medium range, like precision style shooting with this rifle just for fun. Why not? And it's got a, I think it's a, what brand is it? Decelerator recoil pad installed. So it's the same one they have in their 4570s. I think it's not really necessary for a 357 Magnum because there's like no recoil with this rifle. But yeah, so far really enjoying it. I had a lot of fun shooting it yesterday. Action's nice and smooth. The only thing that's not smooth is actually loading it through the loading gate. And then I really like the pistol grip style stock. They call this a pistol grip style stock because there's a straight style stock as well on lever actions. The reason I got this over at Henry is because Henry doesn't make a short carbine stainless model. If they had one, I probably would have bought that instead, especially if it was like around that $1,100 mark Canadian. This one was $1,350, so it was pretty expensive, but I think it was worth it for me. I really like it. I do like the laminated kind of gray stock, although I do like the walnut that they put on the Henrys. It's really nice. Yeah, the Henry, I have no complaints about the Henry rifles. I looked at one, and literally the only reason that really pushed me towards this rifle was having it in stainless, and then I really like having a loading gate. Whereas with the Henrys, you've got that tube, just like the little 22s that you gotta twist and pull out, and then you can load your rounds in there. Then you have to push it back and twist it. Whereas this one, if you need to top up your magazine, all you gotta do is just stick them in, push them in, and load it. So, and then also, I can't remember if the Henrys have swivel studs. I think they do, but it's nice to have a lever with swivel studs. Some levers don't come with swivel studs because it's nice to be able to sling your rifle when you're hiking and stuff. So far overall I'm really impressed with the rifle. The fit and finish is fantastic, although I must say I did have to go through look at 3 rifles in total, including this one. So 2 of them had a loose forestock. You could shake it back and forth, which I was not impressed with. But this one didn't. It was nice and solid, so I grabbed this one. I'm not sure if that's something you could fix by tightening this cap on the front here or something like that. But I mean, when you're paying $1,350 for a rifle, you don't expect to have to do any tweaking once you get it or any like fiddling around. It should be just ready to go straight out of the box. So the trigger's a little bit too heavy for me. I think they say it's around 5 pounds, but it breaks nice and clean. If you pull the trigger, this rifle's empty. I've already verified it, and you can see me work the action a few times there as well. So if you pull that trigger, it's a nice clean break, but it's just there's a certain, I don't know how many pounds I like, but there's a certain type of trigger that just goes off right when I'm like thinking about it going off, and this is not it, not yet. So I'm hoping that'll break in a bit. Usually after a few hundred shots, it starts getting a bit lighter, in my experience with firearms, so I'm gonna wait until I have a few hundred rounds through it. Overall, I'm very happy. Something I didn't mention: this rifle is 6.5 pounds empty, which is a decent weight. I think for 357, it'd be nice if they could bring it down to maybe 6 pounds. The reason that it's probably heavier is the wood stock. If they could make like a synthetic stock version of this, I know, blasphemy, etc., etc., but if they could make a synthetic stock with the same kind of color pattern as this, that'd probably easily drop a pound, half a pound to a pound off this rifle, and then it would be a little bit lighter and more handy, especially in the 357 where it doesn't even really recoil at all, hardly. So, but overall, really loving this rifle. The roles I intend for this rifle is maybe like a deer hunting rifle, coyotes, that kind of thing, maybe rabbit hunting, and then just a general kind of all-purpose carry rifle, bear defense, like basically predator defense when we're camping and stuff and when I'm hiking around, and just a general plinker because 357 is significantly cheaper than 44 Magnum, especially if you're buying factory loads, but even to reload it's much cheaper. When I was reloading 44 Magnum, and that's before all the prices went up for everything because they're up more higher now than they were back when I had my 44 Magnum carbine, I was getting maybe 50 cents a round were my costs to load 44 Magnum, whereas I did some calculations just looking online and with tax and everything, I was getting around somewhere between 25 to 30 cents a round to reload for this with half decent like ammo. I could bring that down if I used just pure lead bullets, but I like plated bullets. Especially since you can get them so cheap nowadays. But maybe I'll shoot some plated bullets if I do some 38 special loads or something. And that's the nice thing too, is you can shoot 38 special out of this, which is it's about the same to load for as 357 Magnum if you're hand loading. It's not much of a difference. The only difference really is you can use those lead bullets, and then you can bring the powder charge down, so it probably brings it closer to like 20 to 25 cents a round, so it's a little bit cheaper to shoot. But I like the 357. So, really lots of reasons to buy a little carbine like this. They're fantastic, and running the action is very quick. Like, if you could get some trigger work done on this thing, it would be a really slick rifle, because if you can do that cowboy action style where you train yourself to be right on that trigger every time the action closes. I can't quite do it with this rifle because the trigger's a little bit heavy for me, but that would be really slick. And maybe once it works and I do some practicing, I'll be able to get a little bit faster with it. But it's fun to shoot. Lever action's a little bit quick. So yeah, I'm really happy with this rifle. I think it's really cool. I always say I'm going to keep all my guns forever, but then I end up selling them. But this one might just be a keeper, guys. It's really nice. It's a beautiful, beautiful gun, and it works well, and it's chambered in a great cartridge. So thanks for watching. This was the Marlin 1894 CSBL, which is their model in 357 Magnum and 38 Special. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll put up a shooting video of this and maybe kind of update the review, just from in the mountains, kind of nicer background and everything. But for now, this will be the review. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. Bye.